After Douglas's incident with the spiteful brake van, he was sent back to the yards. Thomas found the accident rather funny and teased him whenever he passed by. "Don't go smashing up more brake vans while I'm away," he would chuckle. Douglas felt embarrassed. Donald, who had just returned from the works, was cross. "Aye, don't let that little blue bugger take you down," he said. "He'll get what's coming to him soon enough." But he didn't. Thomas teased Douglas every chance he got. The twins were fed up. A goods train must be taken to the other end of the line every other weekday. Donald or Douglas usually took the train. This morning, when Douglas arrived to the other end with empty trucks, he was careless and bumped into the loaded ones too roughly. "Oof!" the trucks yelped. Donald took no notice. He was busy thinking about what he would say to Thomas when they next met. The trucks seethed and started plotting to pay him out. The journey to the big station started well enough, but they were stopped at the workstation due to a hot axle box on the truck in the middle of the train. Donald had to waste precious time to shunt it out of the way. The trucks continued to give him grief, and Donald's patience was wearing thin. "Stupid things," Donald grumbled to himself. "What does he know?" the trucks grumbled. Donald stopped at the top of Gordon's Hill so the guard could pin down the truck's brakes. Once he was finished, Donald started with a tremendous jerk. The jerk caused a loose coupling in the near middle of the train to snap. The last few trucks were gathering speed down the hill after Donald. "Quick, Donald! We have to keep ahead of them," said his driver frantically. "I just hope nothing is on the platform at Edward Station." "But we're meant to stop there and leave some of these trucks. If those devils you call trucks catch us, we'll be knocked off the rails." "Well, what are we waiting for?" Donald cried as his driver threw open the regulator. Donald sped down the line, desperately trying to outrun the trucks. The guard, braking his van, could only do so much. The trucks drew closer and closer. Finally, Edward Station came into sight. Donald raced past the signal box, whistling like a lunatic, while the trucks followed, screaming with fright. The signalman quickly called ahead. "All traffic halted!" Then came the trucks, but to the relief of the signalman, they had slowed to a crawl. With a squeak of their brakes, they had stopped, just beyond the station platform. When he was sure the trucks had stopped, Donald stopped too. Once he had a clear path, he reversed back towards the station. He gave the trucks a bump as he stopped. "Will there be any further trouble from you?" Donald called back. The trucks had scared even themselves. No, they all mumbled shakily. The rest of the journey went smoothly, and Donald reached the big station without issue. Later, he returned to the yards to find Thomas and Douglas waiting. "I'm sorry, Donald," he said. "I didn't mean for this to happen, and I'm most sorry for teasing you, Douglas." "All's well that ends well," said Douglas. "And you know, it isn't all bad. We did teach you and the trucks a lesson." "And what would that be?" quizzed Thomas. "Never mess with the Scottish twins." And all three laughed.